So we got E-mini Vinny here presenting his moving average crossover system, or he's got a algorithm based on just price coming in. So I never really thought about this E-mini Vinny guy, but I'm looking at stuff. I think I came across him years ago, maybe on the internet. But I guess it's like $5,000 for his lifetime membership to his algorithm, which is, to me, mine's free, but mine's just simple moving average crossover system. If you're going to play this approach to the trading game, I'm assuming that he's buying at the market on all these trades he's doing, execution at the market. It seems he's waiting for a setup to pull the trigger. You could also scatter the market with limit orders, and I'm not sure how big he's trading per ticket. Now, if you're trading the futures market, it is true that you have to use a lot of margin to trade now. Well, I mean, they just took it away in the States there. Uh, you really have to trade big enough per ticket to make it worth your while. And I don't know how long he's waiting for a setup, what time frame this is. But he's going to describe an entry, which I'm perplexed by his scaling in method. It seems ridiculous because he claims giant testicular fortitude on the entry. Like, we got stopped out, so we ain't even going to worry about that. Well, I just have a question. How big is this ticket that you got stopped out of? And in the bigger picture of every hair on your testicle, what does it fucking matter? And I don't know if I would drop. I mean, you're welcome to go either ICT, Scientology, or go to the Church of Algo Box, this moving average, whatever system. It is true the markets aren't always presenting a signal. He also has, earlier in this video, if you back up in this video presentation, he has a live stream. He's looking for 5 points of confirmation for entry. I would say each, for me, I'm not going to wait for all 5 to queue up. I'm going to put a contract on or a ticket on or a position on as soon as I see the first fucking signal. Oh, it's down. Well, let's buy a little bit here. This looks like fun. I mean, just for myself. Because what do we got here? Oh, look at this. I'll buy a little bit. And then I'm just going to pepper orders all the way down because I'm thinking, hey, for the next 8 hours, if this storm keeps up, so I'm standing into the storm with limits. He also talks about order blocks. Well, this is the real order block. See this big order here, time and sale, whatever. And the fact that you're going to sign up with a broker that gives you time and sales, this is fucking hogwash. For anybody that's just trying to make a few bucks trading, like you want to make a couple, whatever it is, you can't make too much, right? Right. If you're making so much money now, so yeah, do you want to, do you want to sell a $5,000? I guess. Algo box. I don't. It runs on NinjaTrader or something. I don't even know. Maybe it's. I saw an Orlando account, but I don't know. This is a graphic representation. Idealistic. It's also interesting that his algo takes into account bias, structure, all these things that really are market maker theory, which is what ICT sells. And also the other guy that went bankrupt is Sam Seidel, the supply and demand zone guy. Yeah, because they couldn't sell a system for 5 or 10 grand, and he sells to the hedge fund supposedly or whatever. But whatever that is, I can't imagine having to deal with that. Like, I wouldn't want to have all that drama in my life. Like, oh, I got this honey, the client called, and I'm not that guy. So I couldn't handle the stress of that. I got enough stress. Just trying not to punch the wall. Okay, I got enough stress in my life. But it is interesting, his entry here. My criticism is, why doesn't he just scale in every fucking confirmation point? Why wait for 5 to stack up? And this kind of, okay, we've taken our first, we bought into it early. It is true that he at least says, I want to be long 3. I'll give him that. But he's getting in late. Why are you saying I want to get in long 3? We get stopped out, we go in one more. So we have 3 contracts running. yes, you're buying into the sell off. The art of it and the skill of it is to be better than, I don't know, he's bragging 2.5 return. Yeah, because it's a algo that only is triggered from, okay, so the auction thing, new lows, new highs of the day. Yeah, those windows are tight, and sometimes they only make 20 pips. But if you get in a 10 pip window on the new high of the day and you get an engulfment, which is a full auction, he must believe in liquidity. I mean, if you believe in order blocks, okay, you see a big ticket there. So what? Does that mean that you put your order where that big ticket was? It's all hindsight bullshit. Also, there's an ad on the radio where the guy goes, we see what the big boys are doing. We can see the footprints. Okay, you can see that order block. What is it doing for you? Are you putting orders on every order block? And what's your filter for that? What do you consider a big order block? Well, I saw this one day there was an order block so big, and I missed that trade. God damn it, Luke. I told you the order blocks is algo box. Why don't you be using this fucking Vinnie shit, using that ICT shit, son? But so ICT is making money from the concepts of it. And yes, there's a guy that answered Vinnie, and he says, dude, I'm making money. Shut the fuck up. Yes, because if you know how to manage money, if you're looking for the auction trade, which is the market maker, which is the Steve Morrow. So ICT used to beat up on the Steve Morrow guy because, yeah, the guy discovered that if the market wicks into a zone, why is there a wick there? Because it was an unfair value that was unsustainable to be held down at that level. Also, Vinny talks about, well, you stack up the time frame. You see oversold on the 4 hour, on the daily. Yeah, at some point, the crescendo's met. But are you really waiting for the fucking retracement? But I guess he has some spike arrestor. That's where Alexander Elder ended up. He's a 13-period exponential moving average. You could take bull and bear power. Dude, you could sell a course. You could repackage Alexander Elder's 13 EMA system and say, look at this fucking entry. I'm like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Now, I took Alexander Elder's system to the next level by saying, what is the fucking order entry technique? Now, when you see divergence on the higher highs, Alexander Elder's tracking the highs and lows like an envelope. You just put a buy stop there. Now, that's a higher probability entry trigger point because, yes, you got divergence on the bulls and the bears at the same time. And if you do it just on closing prices, you just have a classic MACD. Moving average crossover system. That's all this guy E-mini V is doing. And some guy that was ICT, I look back 3 weeks ago, an ICT guy says, yeah, that guy named Vinnie a mini. He thought that was his last name. He didn't know it was a mini contract on the on the E platform, electronic trading. So, but he's right, because if you can see an auction and know how to trade it, you're done. You're done for the day on that wick. If you traded bigly enough on that wick, dude, you nailed it. Are you going to be better off with the no-nonsense Vinnies, or are you going to be better off with the auction theory? It depends who you are. It depends what time you have to donate to babysit in the market, or to even fucking check in on it, or to give a fuck about if your indicators are going to catch up with your moving average crossover system and what kind of. That's why he's got 5 confirmations on his fucking entry, right? It's heavily filtered systems that perform, I think he said 2.5 profit level. How many accounts are you running on this algo box, right? Can you sustain a drawdown of X? And it looks like it's discretionary trading from he's describing here, the sniper entry. This is called the advanced simple trading strategy, but this is called the headshot entry, by the way, in case you're keeping track of this guy's $5,000 for a normal citizen, but $10,000 if you're a big boy that can write it off.
Yeah. Let's try this again. For real this time. Not even playing around. We're going for the full regalia here. Stop out. Orange for the entry. We've entered. Price is coming into this area. We break down. We stop out. We come back on my re-entry that I'm trying to do. I keep pressing E instead of O for my orange. Okay, E for exit. All right, so on my re-entry right here, if the prior was 2 contracts, what does my +1 tell me? I must at least be 3. Everybody get that? Now, most of the time, am I going to go +1? Probably not. I'm probably going to be doing it +2, but I want you to think. Remember, the concept is...
Did you get that? His entry's here. Now, does this make any sense to anybody? Am I the only one here? See, I don't get... Now, it may be true that ICT is out of his fucking mind because of Sermon on the Mount. You got to hear ICT break down and claim that he had divine intervention on part 2 of Vinnie. So, but I got to say, like, okay, dude, you may be driving the nicest car in the world, but you just went off road. Like, I don't get what you're saying here, because if you're long 2 contracts, now he's got a number. He's trying to make a certain dollar amount because he's got targets of 50. You got a 10, 15, and this might be a scalp strategy. He's got 10 to 15 tick profit on the E-minis. So the rule, these kind of rule things. Well, what time frame is this? Now, at some point, you're going to get, if you have stops running, I'm assuming he's got stops because he says you got stopped out here. Aren't you going to reload down here? Like, okay, a couple of things. Didn't this tell you your stop was too tight? In what planet does this not occur to you? Now, bless his heart that he's going after ICT, but you also got to ask yourself, what is he thinking? Dude, listen. Also, this one, he waited for 5 points of confirmation just to get in there to do the scalp, but he's saying, what if you get stopped out? I think later on in the video, you really can't keep track, but let me continue. I don't get it because I'm like, okay, you know, E-mini Vinnie's killing it at 2.5 profits.
Is re-entry +1. This is it, folks. If you're taking your notes.
Oh, wait. Thinking about this, you know, YouTube's been around for a while. There was a guy that he used to follow. There's a guy that I criticized a long time ago. There was algorithmic trader. I can't remember his name, bald-headed guy. I mean, this goes back, dude. I probably got, if you go to back to my early videos, I criticized this guy. He was another Elgo aficionado that had like deer in the background and stuff. He was like Owen Brown meets,
Hopefully you got your notes.
Owen Benjamin meets Forex kind of situation.
We talked about pins last night. I didn't get a whole lot of feedback. Anybody got a great pin you use? Again, I really like this jail style pin here, but get your notes out. All right. Re-entry. Is it just a re-entry? No. What else is it?
You're building a position. I hope I get this right. It's my first time through here.
+1. This is key. You must get
okay. Really, doubling down. Now, this is what the Democrats are good at.
Bigger as you progress through your 5 trades, and you can still count the same trade. It does not mean you have to go and say, okay, is that my second trade? No. So people ask me this a lot. So Vinny, if I want to trade 2.
So you get a redemption, see, and that's what you got to think about. Now, he just kind of broke the rules. So here you have these rules that you built out because you're a disciplined trader, like you whip yourself, you masochistically trade. But you just have to ask yourself, where's my, am I doing a swing trade or am I just trying to scalp a few pips? Is this just going to be a 3-hour trade or a 3-day trade? I think the difference between a 3-hour mindset or even an hour, I would say that the scalpers are looking at maybe 15 minutes. Now, if you look at Hilton Forex, and I do believe Hilton is a real trader because he's a criminal. He's been indicted for robbing people, like burglarness, and Hilton Forex. If you can find Hilton Forex out there on the YouTube, if it's still out there, you take a look at that, and you go, "Wow, these are real trades." If you got a $160,000 account. A real account out of a broker. I think it's over offshore. It's called it starts with a P. That's all I know. It starts with, I remember it's PAC or something, Forex. And really bad spreads, but you know you can trade there. That's how it is. He's in so big, dude. He's in 3 standard lots, just at the market, no stop, on a 5-minute chart with just the the algorithm, the template that came with MetaTrader, just green and red. That's it, green and red candles. And he is in so big, and then he's out. Now, when he gets in, he's down the spread. He's immediately down like $2,500. Then he's down like then he's screenshot, and then he gets out. No, he's only in there for maybe 5 minutes, maybe 1 minute, maybe 30 minutes. Trade's over, he's out. I can't remember if he scales out. I think he just takes it. So he's a daredevil, and that's your. Vinnie's got like, okay, we're waiting for this setup. This is all algorithmic. This is no nonsense kind of stuff. Without building your own algo, I guess algo box is going to get you this entry, but I still don't know why you would. This rule doesn't matter if this size is so small. This rule is ridiculous. You would just keep buying the lower it went every time you got a confirmation, even one little confirmation. I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do have to wait for all 5 things before you pull the trigger and get married to a trade.
And I re-enter +1, am I now on trade 3? No, the answer is you can still count that as trade 1. Now, depending on where you are on your count, remember, we are creating standard operating procedures for yourself. What do you need a SOP for, right? You've been in business.
Okay, so this is the discipline of trading comes in here. Now, I get this stuff, right? What is a standard operating procedure? I'm thinking, God, I'm starving to death here. I think I should get something to eat, but can I postpone that? Am I flexible? Can I say, okay, standard operating procedure is like, and this is why people do put post-it notes on their computer, like, don't lose any money today. Now, that might backfire because your subconscious says, fuck, what do you mean? I mean, you cannot not be down on the trade upon entry. You're down the spread at least. You know you're down the commissions. Now, I don't know if you're paying commissions. Now, some people say, I don't pay a spread. I trade the E-mini, pay no spread, but do you pay commissions? Okay, whatever that number is. Or just having the computer turned on, electricity hitting it, your data feed cost. Can you make up your $100 a month on your high-speed dedicated link? And this is going to be, so here's this first time watching his strategy entry revealed here, the headshot entry. This is the sniper entry. Yeah, take them out. Yeah, you don't want to be shooting their legs and shit like that.
Business for a long time.
No, standard operating procedure for me is, I think, just get another beer.
SOPs, standard operating procedures. You need this for your trading business. This is our standard operating procedure. Now, can you just...
Trading business. And trading is supposed to be a business, damn it, people. Don't be drinking while trading.
Can you break out of standard?
Okay, I'm just trying to be a mentor coach. Like a trading coach would say, don't do so many drugs when you trade. You make bad decisions.
There are always exceptions to rules, right? But in general, yes, I want to count this as the same one. So now on the next one, I'm going to be maybe 3 or 4 contracts for me, myself. I'm just going to use my personal example. I'm probably going 4 contracts as I go.
Well, dude, if you're going to go for, this was blows my mind. If you're going to go for, okay, just grid trade it on limit entry. Just go for it. Now, this is a psychological thing, and maybe his confirmation is worth waiting for this. As soon as it starts to turn green in my system, as soon as we start to cross over, I'm like, God, I hope I loaded the fucking wagon on the auction below here. I'm going to assume this is like this lowest low. It doesn't matter. I'm going to buy low. And I'm going to scalp out here. I'm already out of 2 contracts. I bagged that. Okay. But this is a psychological thing. Do you want to bag that insane low? Well, I do, because I love saying, fuck these bears. Fuck the downtrend. Fuck these trend traders. That's what the market makers are saying. He's claiming he blew up some guy's market maker system and Jigsaw don't work no more. Dude, all this shit works all the time. It's time frame dependent. There is no, when he says the algos are running the markets, and that's another bullshit line. Now, what makes it bullshit is look at Corona. Take the chart, and some guy mentioned the unpegging of the Swiss franc. Yes, that was mind blowing. I had real brokers back then. You could still trade. And I thought that was like a bad tick. When you first had there was a time when you could have 50 brokers if you wanted. If you lived in the United States 10 years ago, 12 years ago, you could have, if you could afford it, you could have 50 accounts with high leverage in Forex. And some of these brokers wouldn't even let you, it'd requote. If you try to trade at the market, requote bad price. Yeah, because it's a slow data feed. It's not that they're trying to fuck you over. Dude, you're trading overseas on a server connection. Can you get the fact that that is amazing? Then you take it to now, sure, if you're hooked up to some optic fiber shit, and people are saying, well, I'm a high frequency trader, boom, boom, I'm right there, I can see the order flow, blah, blah, blah. Great. But you've got to be in so fucking big and you're skimming the market. You're not scalping it at that point. But that's beside the point. Because what is your time frame? Your personal time frame. And if you have somebody manage it for you, they'll let Vinnie do it. Whatever get his 10,000. But I'm wondering, do you have to pull the trigger on this algo? Or is this fucker going to auto trade? I can just set it and forget it. You know, as long as I got it living on the cloud, I don't know how it works. But if you're going to do that, that's completely different than saying, I got an algo that spits out a buy signal, but you're shitting your pants because you're like, I don't know, man. I just can't handle getting stopped out of this fucker. I'm already down so big on this trade, like it's killing me. Well, you're going to deny your signal. You're going to pass by the trade. And now you can't sue Vinnie because you didn't take every fucking trade. And that's a disciplined standard operating procedure. Gotcha.
In again on a trade like this, because if it comes back to that area,
that's what the robot's supposed to be, the standard operating procedure. Because I'm too drunk. I don't trust myself.
we are likely going to do one of these song and dances, and we're going for the good.
Song and dance.
Right. So I want to make up for
make up for your losses, right? Make up for that shitty entry.
I want to make up for the prior little small loss. Hopefully it should be a small loss, right? Remember, our loss is from...
So you're doubling down. I call it anchor trading myself, but, you know, I mean, revenge trading. It's going down. Well, fuck these bears, right? Obviously, you're trying to build a position. But isn't it funny? There may be an order block down there that's claimed on the... we just know it's new lows. From his example that he's idealistically drawn here. So, kind of weird. I mean, this is the big departure. I mean, this is where size of ticket matters, because in the overall size of your fucking account and how many fucking trades you do per day, that is the most critical thing. How many trades per week? How many trades per month? Are you waiting for that big setup? And you will get it if you wait for the weekly charts to give you a signal. And you're not waiting for 5 confluences, but there probably is 5 on that one candle because everything's lining up on the smaller time frames. So if you're going to look for confirmation of the 1 hour, 4 hour daily and the 15, okay. But you're not looking for, well, this is the top, you know, because you can see from this example here, he's also not calling out the size there. He is saying for contracts. So let's imagine they're linear size contracts. He's not like in 40K here. True martingale would, that's why martingale, if you're going to get it just right, imagine you get it just right. Does it not make more fucking money? So you're buying the whole fucking way down. You buy here. Am I missing something? Buy 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I'm in fucking 10K down here. I dump 5K to here. I put limits back in. I sit back and go, I don't give a fuck. But he's got this down to he's got to be trading pretty big on these contracts to put all this effort into this and wait for confirmation on this. What if it keeps coming taking? You're long 4 now? Buy low. Buy low, Vinny. Oh my God. Stop, Vinny. So, you know, this is why ICT exists. This is why market makers, this is why wick traders exist. People can just trade the wick. Yeah. But this system here, no, this is moving average crossover momentum systems. There's no nonsense here. This is a divide. That's the big divide in trading. Are you going to trade market maker theory or auction theory? Or are you going to trade moving average crossover? Well, you can do both. Fuck. right? You can see the fucking goobers shorting into this. That's why he's building a long position, of course. But build it, Jesus fuck! Stand in front of the train. Put your limits down here. Buying a confirmation after it comes back to the floor, the scalp's over. And God knows, I don't know what time frame that is. But let's be honest, people. Come on, don't be ridiculous.
From here to here, very small. Okay, we're keeping our losses small and our wins big, right? So at this point, we are wanting this to ride up, and we go into.
See, you're wanting it to. So that's the problem I have. Why can't we exploit this for what it really is? Scalp to the floor, then we go up again. Just saying.
Target 1, maybe target 2 on as well. That depends on our bias, right? Is our bias alongside with us? If so, then I'm looking for target 2. If it is not, let's say that the bias rules are red right now.
Okay, so the bias rules for me would be like this. Using my system, I had the British pound up here. The British pound all day long on each of my 5-period algos. And this is the weeklies, so this is a very, oh gosh, broad view. Let me see if I can do this without crashing the program. I'm going to do a zoom out. Also, I have my fancy spectrum indicator on there. I'm going to zoom way out. The weekly British pound against 3 currencies. Oh, that's too zoomed out. We gotta screw that up. There you go. Okay, 100 pip handles there. Weekly charts. That's a lot of pips. So here you could have sold it right into the blue. Here you missed a sell into the blue. There's a sell. Does it work? Sure. But man, look at the stop you'd have to run on this puppy. Let's cherry pick this. Now, with a longer moving average, we would have stayed pure blue here. But we'd just say, you know what? We're going to sell here. 100 pip stop, sell, sell. If we sell every rally into the blue as it's coming up in, that's going to be very aggressive, but that's going to be the thing, right? You're willing to sell here and here with a 200 pip stop. As soon as it starts to tank on the weekly, you don't touch that trade until you get below the auction floor here and you get this 200 pip supply zone crazy wick. Here you'd be selling right now into the cloud, right? Selling into structure, selling into the cloud. But you still got to have that scalp in there. And this is a big mover. Look at this, is 100 pips. So when you go trade the pound Aussie, that is a lot of pips. Here on the daily pound Swiss, not so many pips. And very cheap currency. This is going to be a heavy. You need to have money to trade this currency, is what this grid's telling you. Also here, pound New Zealand. It was a giant. It's a sell, I guess, but you really think it's going to do this shit? Okay, maybe. Am I going to wait fucking 2 months for that trade? No, I can't do that trade. Here's a buy on the daily. Sorry, this should be weekly, but here's a buy on the daily. Here's your simple moving average crossover system. We got a buy limit here. We come into this week, say buy limit, buy limit, buy limit. You know, I can afford that trade. Dollar Swiss, you got enough. You can put this in. Like for me, I could do this trade. This one, spread is set at 30 right now. The worst spread, but it is a big mover. Here's actually a worser spread. But Asia's tightening up. It's early in the week. It's just starting. But better I should put this on the 5. Let me go daily because that's really what I'm doing here is kind of ridiculous. There's not enough signals. 5-period moving average on the daily. No nonsense 5-period system. The E-mini Vinnie system. So here we're looking to buy the pound. These are buy. So algorithmically speaking, this is a buy. We're in the buy. The bias is obvious. Dude, the cloud, it's bullish. Now, can it keep trudging north? Sure. Would I sell up there? Anything above here structurally, I'd sell on limits for a kickback to here. So we're trying to make 50 to 100 pips. Just thinking pips. Here we missed the entry. We could have captured that wick, we'd be up 70 pips right now and out of that trade, just on the daily. Now you have to go to the 4-hour chart now, because you can't see the trade there. That would have been at the end of the day. This would have been your market maker trade, your supposed ICT or stop hunt. Retail. Oh, those retail guys are taking it. So this is the low of the day. This is the 1-hour chart. Yeah, kind of a sell here, but here's a fail. Here's okay, what E-mini is describing right now is like, okay, we're going down here. All right, looks like I'm going to buy here. And we double down, we buy more. But he buys more here at the confirmation point. And you could say he made it to here. Look how it comes out. Look at my indicators nailing this price level. That's my Spectrum 55. I made a video about it, but I haven't posted it yet. Here is the 1-hour structure. This is Friday's internal pivot, right? Well, I'm just going to call it a pivot because it turned around there. The sellers got burned on the selling algorithm. 5 periods to be a seller. Not so much. Rips to the floor, and now we're looking for it to continue up tonight. I just bought on the wick. If I had bought on the wick, but the spread here was probably about 10 pips coming into, which is deceiving. This is a bid-only chart. So I don't know. I tell you what, it's just amazing what that guy was saying, though. The E-mini, if it's true, it's just mind-blowing how this guy is absolutely out of his fucking mind. And he's got his kids and stuff creating these robots. I don't know if it's true, but if it's true, it's just mind-blowing. Truly mind-blowing. And he's got his family is creating fake comments and why are comments turned off. It's like, this is crazy, man. But you should be long because you're in green now on this. Look at this beautiful 5 periods nailing it here. So it's pure genius. Buys here. Never, it doesn't go sell to here. And this is another that proves the E-mini Vinnie system would be a winner here, especially if you ran it on a 2-hour chart, or I wouldn't want to go any bigger than 8 period moving average, maybe. So it would filter out some of this stuff. Here, you're just buying. It's down, you're buying, you're anticipating a takeout at here. You know there's sellers here, you're going to cash out up here. You got buy limits pending down here tonight. I'm fishing for money. So the limit entry system is about laying a fishing line out for an extended period of time. Pick a time period, pick a time frame. You're supposed to be long here. It's green. 4-hour bias. Right? E-mini's also got this dashboard kind of thing running. So I used to run the dashboards and like, where are we at? Is this a strong currency? Should we look at a setup here? And one day I thought, I don't think I have the patience for that. Even if I'd built that system, let's face it. I'm looking at the 1-hour chart. I'm thinking, can we do a trade here? Sure, let's just put buy limits in this pocket. Just all the way down. Till tomorrow. And above here, let's sell. Let's just sell above that. And if it comes up and it fills the pack and it comes back, then I'll worry about it then. I'll wait for them to come into my limits. I set a minefield. This is my limit strategy now. Because this is the 1-hour chart, I'm going to put buy limits in here. And the deeper they are, the longer they last. Based on the momentum that we see dropping, like here, I have buy limits here all day long. Capture, retrace. Out of the trade. I don't know if it's going to keep going up. I'm not going to have 40 confirmations on here. This 5-period system on the 1-hour pound Australia is making so much fucking money here just buying into the cloud. That yes, it gets burned here. It gets burned by 80 pips. That is a 100 pip grid, by the way. So somebody asked me about a script for the stock markets and stuff, or Bitcoin. You have to add a lot of zeros to the script. That's all. The 1 hour, so the 5 period is like a 5-hour chart on the 1 hour chart. Simple as that. So yeah, E-mini, what he's saying, and he is a confirmationist. These are people that are, it's okay to make 2.5%. And the guy that's criticizing him from 3 months ago, this kid that does a 5-minute video debunking, saying, well, he goes, I never took an ICT mentorship, but I looked at what he was saying. Yeah, of course. Buy low, sell high works. Fucking duh. Now I would say where ICT fails is he doesn't prove his theory by placing the limits to say, when we come into here, this is going to be the real price. See how that worked? See, look at they filmed me and came back the other way. He doesn't do that. He just puts out all these mysterious, and the fact that these guys are out to kill him. This is an interview. I don't know how E-mini was able to get an interview to have ICT open up and just fall apart. And the Sermon on the Mount. This is fucking hilarious. Mount Sinai or something. I don't know what the mount is, but I put up all the pound pairs here to try to be fair. It's about fairness. Right? We'll be equitable traders here. Sustainable Forex abuse. 1 hour charts. 100 pip grid, 1 hour charts, and the shorter the time exposure, the more trades and the worse, the more of the spread's an issue. So we got a 4 pip spread here. Worst is on the lower right. The best is upper left. The dollar is the most liquid. You could have gone short right there. Breakout. You got biases down. Easy decision here. Sell the pound. It's going down. Look at it. Just turned blue. You can also play the game. Which one turns blue first? It looks like a buy here though. So it's a buy here. It's a sell here. You could put a hedge on. You buy the pound here, sell the pound. But then are you going to go look at the Australia versus New Zealand and try to figure out, because that's a pair? Oh gosh, because of that, this. I think you're going too far. It's easy to go too far. It's easy to get too complicated. But anyways, that's my curiosity of the E-mini vinnie entry system there. Why would he just buy down there as it's tanking? Strange. Look how this thing has respect for the 100 pip handle. That's what I'm talking about, see? Every time I talk about this, I notice people are following me around. I need to do a mashup between Robinacci and ICT. The people claiming that they're out to get me. Can't you see they're out to get me? Look, that's a 100 pip grid. That's the 1 hour chart. Crazy. Look at that stuff. Oof. Pound is just, man, look at this. So the trade here is going to be, let's put some buy limits in. I think I got to turn on my, I don't have this turned on, maybe. I think I need one-click trading to execute my robot, or my drops. Alright, let's go down here to the, I'm sure I got some tickets available here. Okay, maybe not. Oh, that's kind of tight. It should be double clicks. Okay, there's a 30-minute ticket. So does this seem risky to you? Here's a 30-minute chart, 30-minute tickets down here. I'd make these last longer than that. Here's a tighter pack. If I'm really trying to get filled, I'm going to be like this. Okay, let's just 15 minutes. Let's load up. So this is what it looks like for the 30-minute trades. Let's just load up here, man. Come on. It's going to be fine. I'm going to buy into the plunge, you know? And that's how I like to do it, like that. So this would be a 1 hour ticket maybe. I got to import all my scripts there so I could show you what it would look like to launch all those tickets. I don't think we have anything filled here. Let's see if there's any money in the account. Okay, so $1,000. So the $1,000 account. I don't see it coming near the tickets. So within 10 pips of getting filled, you see these lighting up. And if I turn on the comments, not that the comments are accurate, but it's saying 30 minutes. So I know that these have been dropped. They last this long. If you want to do statistics, does your system really work and stuff like that? So, it's definitely a technique. Here we're doing our own auction. 30 minutes is my maximum ticket, I know. And I can get the robot to drop these, actually. So I can do a scientific evaluation. I'd take $1,000 account like this. And this is like, for some people, this would be a stop. I'd rather do a demo. So I've done demos where I take a $10,000 account, run it way up. I'd rather start with a $1,000 account and say, well, how can you do with $1,000, And you should be able to, it was going to take more work, right? Because you can be a slob with a 100 pip stop in a $10,000 account. You could be wrong a lot of times. So vinnie holds up this. You're going to pull the trigger 5 times. You can lose $500 a day. This is also discipline, right? Some people don't have that discipline. They go, you know what? This trade feels so good. And this is, if you read Market Wizards, people that are going, no, you know what? This is going to be fucking crazy trade. That is real discretionary trading. That is just going, no, I know I just seen this shit before. But these things rarely come up, right? So the Corona spikes, the Corona wicks, you got to take that into account. Of course, you're going to get stopped out. Vinnie's not involved in that trade because he's like, dude, it's past the parameter. There's not a setup. When the market's crashing, there's not a setup for people that are looking to make 10 to 15 ticks, is what he's apparently got in that one sniper entry. I can't remember what it's called, the advanced kill shot or whatever. The headshot. But yeah, we ripped the shit out of that ICT guy, dude. I never heard anybody rip. I've watched a lot of people rip people apart, but boy, he just tore it to pieces. I mean, if that stuff's true, that's just mind blowing. It just is. Let me check that guy out. But I don't know what that says to E-Mini's trading abilities, but boy, does he have the skill to just tear this, just limb from limb, fake accounts. He paid some guy he hired a detective. I mean, dude, I can't believe what I'm seeing, because I came across the ICTI death threats from his fan club years ago, like 5 years ago. People would come kill me. And then he wanted to shut down my channel. ICT threatened to shut down my channel if I even mentioned him. It's like, you're not allowed to comment about the Emperor's clothes. So I suppose it could be true, because who comes after people like that, right? Even the Carney guy from Advanced, the harmonic trading guy that wanted to patent the phrase harmonic trading. Like, you couldn't have a harmonic trading restaurant. You couldn't have a harmonic trading ketchup. You couldn't have anything named harmonic trading, because he's going to come after you. I was like, dude, I told him to fuck off. I emailed him back. I go, fuck off. And he's like, he says, these videos in question. He had 10 videos I did during the Gartley pattern phenomenon. Does Jigsaw fail? I don't know Jigsaw and stuff. It all fails if you fucking overload the account. It certainly failed during Corona. Every algorithm was destroyed. Like, I guess the ones that sit on the sidelines, of course, the algorithm, that's part of the algorithm, is, going to take a trade till it gets 5 pieces of confirmation. How about 20? I'm feeling good. This coffee's better than I thought. What's the moving average crossover system say? I don't know. Now, why isn't the robot just doing it? And you do have to ask yourself now. E-Mini Vinny says, "Don't ask me about why I'm selling my course." He says that to somebody. So some apparently people have asked him, but apparently he's putting all the work in. Right? He's got all these screens in front of him. He's got the classic moving average crossover trading system we're all familiar with. That is the no nonsense. Of course, you know, once you step away from the simplicity and you start to go esoteric. Now, if you want to go super esoteric, you're going to go down the Gann highway, the Fibonacci highway, the astrological entries highway. Oh, because my wife just got a giant dildo theory of, oh God, my trading's gotten better ever since she got that giant vibrator. It's amazing. That's a different channel, though. That's the Forex sex channel. And I do recommend that if you're, instead of drugs, you're in the middle of having some really good sex, honey. And she goes, "Why are you checking your phone? You don't understand. I got pendings down here." I mean, we do this every night, this bangity bang bang. I got a trade out here. It's better than sex. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I mean, that's the trade the demo. Yeah, sure, you can open an account at the Ninja Trader store. Be my guest, but for me, I'll go with just making money. I'm not interested in selling systems on order blocks and even keeping track of my $10,000 algorithm accounts, thinking, "Oh God, the algorithm. What happened? You say the grid went down? Oh shit! I mean, I don't know. If you're living off your client base, if your lifestyle's changed because of that, maybe you're padding your account. Maybe you have a war chest. Now, that's a different lifestyle also. If you're selling your system, I guess that money is it going for this or that and the other thing, and that's going to free you up psychologically, maybe to risk more on getting in a ridiculous trade. So the more that you have on the sidelines, your net worth, what you're risking, and if it's 2% of your net worth, you're risking not just 2% of what's in your trading account. These are psychological certainties or assurances that people are looking for in the first place. Why would you trade to make money anyways? So you can make enough money that you didn't have to work so hard. I suppose this is a lot of people's view of it, but trading is work, so it's just a different kind of work. It's not like you're digging a ditch. It's not a physical game, it's a mental game. So the mental game's been around long enough where people have gotten to be obese because they don't have to really work, right? You don't have to really dig. You don't have to go garden your own field. You don't have to get down in the dirt and build your own meal for the day. You can just go to the store because of machinery being able to produce high yields, even if it was corn, because corn's not the best thing to be growing, but when the government funded it like tobacco, boom, there you are. I guess I have diverted. So if you're listening this far, it's going to not be about trading, just be about, I guess, trading in the sense that you're always making a trade. Are you going to go watch this bad movie or that bad movie? And I'll watch the worst movie I can find, actually, because I just love creative shit. But now that's a creativity issue, and that's what makes Forex or the template. Some guy mentioned that he built a template based on that kind of trading system, and obviously E-Mini Vinny is making 10 grand per module or signal service, whatever that is. And so there's two schools of thought. Do you take a scientific approach of and claiming that the market's being moved by algorithms is silly in a way, because all people have have done is automated their typical trading strategies. I don't think the markets look any different to me than a Brownian in motion simulator and or the go look at it price chart on closing prices of the stock market, rifle through it all the way back in time, and if you're interested in that depegging the Swiss franc, look at the depegging of the British pound from, oh gosh, the guy with the pipe in his mouth from Britain, when on Sunday night he decided to say, you know what, we're just going to change the currency. I was able to find a chart on that. I had to dig through the internet. I found a chart of the opening gap. I think I did a video about it, but it was brutal. This is the most brutal depegging. And in Chicago, people, they lost their mind. This like 1940s, I think. And if there's a shock in the market, can anything possibly ever go wrong? Well, I mean, nobody ever sees it's coming. This is the black swan thing, which I think the black swan guy saying Corona's not a black swan is out of his fucking mind. So just like anybody that tells you anything, you at some point you say, yeah, I agree with you there, but here, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I think we all have our own unique biases we have to live with. We have to accept who we are. If we don't think we have the patience to trade the daily chart, then just, now you could train yourself to have the patience, I suppose. Waiting a month for an entry. I got 5 pieces of confirmation. Joe, what do you think? I don't know. I'm almost dead. I mean, I don't know. I guess when you're younger. But who has patience when they're 20 years old? Fucking every hour's like a day. Compared to when you get older, like every week is like a fucking hour. God, did I just see you? I just saw a guy in my band I haven't seen for 2 weeks, and I'm like, dude, I keep seeing you. But so time is when you slice the space up, it's only because you're on the same path. I guess you have the same mindset. That's why you're friends, and nothing's really changed. So why does it seem like there's a gap there? Well, the markets are so dynamic and so ruthless. I'm almost getting filled here on the buy side, just because. So I'm buying in a 30 pip auction, and then I created my own making here just because. That's all I'm trying to say. Simple as that. But I don't feel any stress here because I'm like, I'm also playing the probabilities game. Can they drop that market down? Rifle it down here in 30 minutes. Well, you know what? You got about 25 minutes left. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. I don't know how long I've been talking here. But I'm setting up a contest here, me against the market there. Any markets that go. Come and fill my tickets, and they'll disappear. Anyways, that's my critique of the vinnie headshot entry.